everyone. This is a hopefully very short, relatively short video showing you how to report examples of dangerous pavement parking to Merseyside Police through their website using photos or a photo as evidence. So a quick bit of background around pavement parking. I'll link to this in the description. This is Merseyside Road Safety Partnership's website, which explains the issues with pavement parking, why it's dangerous, why we're trying to do something about it. I'll link to that. What you can do if you don't want to necessarily report folks to the police, we can access these leaflets for you, which can be left on people's windscreens. Maybe you've got people in your street that you like, but they might not know why pavement parking is dangerous or selfish. You can leave these on car windows underneath windscreen wipers. Ask your local Green Party councillor or activist for a stash of these, or you can contact Merseyside Police or the Road Safety Partnership. These can be quite a handy way of getting the word out early on. However, there are examples you will see out and about of dangerous and very selfish parking, such as this. This was not in Merseyside. This is what a photo I took on holiday a couple of years ago, where no space has been left, for people to get by safely. People with pushchairs, people in wheelchairs, kids on bikes or scooters haven't got a chance of getting through safely here on what is quite a busy road. So for me, an example like this, if I saw it on Merseyside or certainly on Wirral, I'd be taking a photo from the front and the back, and I'd be reporting it to the police when I got home. That's assuming the driver isn't there. Sometimes you can have polite conversations with people to let them know. That doesn't always go that well from experience, but we're going to show you how to use the website. So Merseyside Police's website is quite straightforward to use. This is the home page, and you'll want to go to report road traffic incident. I'll put a link to this in the description below. It's going to explain all sorts of stuff to you, which you need to read through the first time you do it, but we're going to run through quite quickly. So you go to the bottom, and then having read all that, you're going to still go ahead. Let's say let's search for Birkenhead. So we're going to find a location of where it all happened. Let's go right into the centre of town and find a street. Not picking on you, but let's go on this one here. So that you keep zooming in, and eventually you'll get a red pin. And this is where you can quite accurately drop a pin where you saw the offence happening. So once you've done that, it matches up, click yes. Was there a collision? No, not in this case, but it was a possible driving offence. You'll be able to see there's lots of other things you can report. One of which is a parking problem, but not that option in this case, because that will just take you to the council. Well, give you options on contact the council, and that's not what we want to do in this case. We want to report a specific offence. So, possible driving offence less than 7 days ago. You need to get the report in within 14 days, but try and do it quicker than that, just to give the police a chance to respond to it in time. And yes, we do have evidence. So again, you need to read through all this. I'm going to whiz you through quickly, but it's just explaining the process and the guidance and what will happen. It says it will take about 10 minutes, which is about right. Statement here. So this is an official police report, so you just need to be aware that you are, filing something quite official here. So let's just go with a random name. So this is where you're putting in your details. Alex surname, date of birth, let's say male or female, and again ethnicity. Go through all this stuff. You need to put in your email address and your phone number and your postcode. I'm going to try and think of a random one because it will then find the address. Apologies to the person that lives there. It's nothing personal, and you want to probably be contacted by email because it's the most efficient, but you can choose phone or even post if you want to, but I think email in this case is probably what you want to do. We don't need a translator, but you might. Okay, so your role in the incident, we're going to put other and pedestrian, but obviously depending on what's happened, that might be different for you. On to the next one. Now, how were they involved? They were probably the driver. Now, I'm going to put car in this case, but there's other options here. It might be a taxi. It might be a bus, coach, or a goods vehicle, a van, that kind of thing. So just choose the correct option there. You do need, or you will have the registration because you're going to show it in the photograph of the incident. So yeah, choose that and then put in the reg. So let's just choose a random one, A, B, C, and let's go with what they suggest. So it was a Ford Focus in this case, a blue one, let's say. Identifiable features. Now, if let's say, for example, it was a taxi or a commercial van, there might be a logo on the side of it that made it specifically identifiable, that kind of thing. So you can put in more info there. We don't know the details because we're going to assume, or in this case, that the driver wasn't there, or even if you did speak to the driver, you probably didn't get the details, that kind of thing. So no, but you might have the details, that kind of thing. So you've got the option to input things there. On to the next one. So this is important now. It's all important, but specifically, let's say that this happened on the 1st of Jan 2025, and you do need to be very particular about the time, especially as well, because this is a proper report. The driver might question, if they see the wrong time on the report. I wasn't there at that point, it wasn't me. So get your times and your dates correct. No reference number because this is the first time we've done it. So 2 really important boxes: incident location. So this is where you're going to go beyond the actual address where it happened and be a little bit more specific. So let's say southern side of the footway near the junction with XXX, let's say, outside number 65. So this is where you can add a lot more specific details about exactly where it took place and where you were. So the more the better there, really. And the description is important because this is what happened. So add as much stuff as you can here. So let's say it's got an example there, but let's say you're walking along X so-and-so street and you witnessed a car on the pavement. And just explain what happened, how you made it feel. And what we can also do is add in specific rules of the highway code, which I will put in the description below. There's all sorts of rules that drivers shouldn't be breaking, one of which is rule 145. You must not drive on or over a pavement except to gain lawful access to property. So that's a good one to mention in relation to pavement parking. But there's also rules around not leaving vehicles causing obstructions, not parking within 10 meters of a junction, that kind of thing. So these are all specific highway code rules that drivers must not break, which are good to mention in your description because it helps the police in terms of them making their decision. So yeah, we'll put those in the description below. So let's say we'll leave it like that for now. On to the next one. Yes, there was a road traffic offence, and we're going to put careless or inconsiderate driving. There's not a specific option here for pavement parking, but that one covers it there. But you can see there's all sorts of things you can report here. And yes, you do have a photo. You're going to need a photo, I should have mentioned earlier on, as an important part of the evidence for it. So here you can say, I have 2 times photos showing the offence. And what does it show in the next box? Obstruction of the footway, dangerous parking. Yeah, as much as you can there, but that usually does it. On to the next one. Getting quite close to the end here. Obviously it will take you longer when you're going through it properly. No witnesses, but that might be different for you. This is the first time you've contacted the police about it, and generally, what would we have done otherwise? Well, maybe you could call 101. That's an option actually that you could do. But generally, you wouldn't have done anything. You would have just carried on and carried on with your day. So this is the summary where you get to check everything through. So do have a good look through all that and make sure it's all right and you haven't made any mistakes. And you're almost done now. And this is the final step. So this is a court declaration to say that should you need to, you will go to court over this. It's exceptionally rare. In fact, I've never had to personally, and I've reported quite a lot of these. But yeah, you need to say yes or no to that. And just finally, to kind of submit the statement, you need to write your name or type your name into the box there and click submit. And once you do, it's all done. You'll get the chance to download a copy of your report. On the next page, you'll be emailed confirmation that it's gone through. And most importantly, you'll also get an email within about 24 hours asking you to send your photos, or a video of the incident to the police website. So you get an upload link where you can send it through to them. So that will come through quite quickly. And then within probably a few days, maybe a week, you'll get a final email from the police saying what action has been taken, if any. And that will be, the end of the case, really. So hopefully that's helpful. And we appreciate your time trying to help tackle the problem of pavement parking. So yeah, thanks very much.